Come on in. Welcome to Patriot Crusader Missions Strength and Honor Edition for Fellowship Friday. It's Friday. We made it. You made it. Let's do this. Troy.
Do we get a Strength and Honor just because we made it to Friday?
Oh, yeah.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Let's see. We got people coming on now. Come on, sound off. Tell us where you are, who you are, where you're from. And, of course, we will give you a Strength and Honor this Friday. Remember, you can call in if you like.
Yeah.
Oh, we the people. What's up? Strength and honor.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Michelle.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Who else we got coming on?
Michelle, how you feeling?
Yeah, I hope your recovery is going well, Michelle. And holy smokes, we the people. What about that? And Michelle, what about that testimony today on the Hope Report?
They both were listening.
Whew!
We'll talk about that more.
That was food for the soul. Virginia.
Hello. We just saw numbers jump up. Who's here?
Yeah, that testimony today on the Hope Report was food for the soul. I mean, that Virginia was epic and awesome. That's all I can say.
All right, Scott's on.
What up, Scott? Don't give yourself.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Do us a favor as you come on. Make sure you mash the like button because I'm sure our hater has already given us a thumbs down by now. So, man,
standing by.
For those of you who did not see the Hope Report today it was one of my all-time favorite testimonies I've gotten. You're talking about a 4'10" girl, woman.
Doc, hello.
Doc, what up, Doc?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Awesome, Scott. Hope it goes well for her.
She
She
wins.
has worked so hard for it. I can address my mom now. Thank you all for your prayers. Really, really appreciate it. She is home. She said she finally got a good nap in because, of course, you don't sleep well in the hospital.
No. It's the least restful place in all the world.
The text that I just got from her just about an hour ago, and so surgery was yesterday morning, was that she's having some increased pain from the surgery, but currently not having the same sciatic leg and butt pain that she had going into the surgery. So she's feeling hopeful. So that's good. There's a big road between now and being confident that it worked, but so far so good. So thank you all again.
Thank you all for your prayers. We appreciate them, that's for sure. So again, let me get into Virginia. So today on the Hope Report, we had a powerhouse dynamo woman today, Virginia, and she grew up in Romania, communist Romania, and let's just say I don't want to ruin the story. Holy smokes. She goes and becomes a lawyer. She's dirt poor, has nothing as a lawyer. She becomes a lawyer for the churches, and churches are illegal in Romania. And she starts winning court cases. She becomes such a pain in their butt. They send an assassin to kill her.
Crazy.
He comes in to her office to kill her after her assistant leaves, tells her he's going to kill her. God tells her, clear as heck, tell him the gospel.
Tell him the gospel.
She starts telling him the gospel, and he goes from raving lunatic saying how he's going to kill her and become the number one guy or the number one security guy in the country to listening to the gospel, like putting the gun down and everything. And then while she was doing that, her faith slipped on what was going on. She doubted for a second and started paraphrasing and got frazzled. As soon as she started paraphrasing, he picks up the gun again, is getting ready to kill her, and she starts praying to the God, because she had to memorize the gospel because Bibles were illegal there. And next thing you know, the gospel starts flooding into her head. She starts preaching it. He converts to Christianity and gets saved. She wrote a book, Saving My Assassin.
Yeah.
And
Crazy
holy
story.
smokes, it was amazing. She is a patriot. She's a Christian first, patriot second, loves America, loves the freedoms here, and has so many warnings for us.
She was
And
repeatedly in the interviews, just like, please read my book to understand what people are advocating for here in this country now. For anyone who thinks that they want socialism here in the United States, they need to read my experience.
Yeah.
Because you do not.
Yeah. And thanks, Scott. You can order them.
You can.
Just let us know that you want one and we'll mail you one out. These are not on the website right now. These are only in person through the show. You got to, contact us. We'll reach out to you. We'll take your card number, whatever, and mail one out to you. So I got this and I got Coyote. So these are awesome. I love how the cross is the first thing you see. It's the brightest thing.
We have Steve on.
Well, we got to do John.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
John.
Strength and honor.
Steve.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
You calling us out, Scott?
That's before COVID, Scott. That's a totally different world.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
I think I'm wearing your hoodie, Scott.
Oh.
Send us your address, Scott.
Yeah.
I think we probably have your address from other support that you've given us.
So,
and Kim, did we do that? Did we do Kim?
No, Kim. Hey, what's going on, Kim?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
And Mary Jo.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Here comes all the reinforcements. Our fellow
Michelle,
Tennessean.
Glad you like the shirts.
Our fellow Tennessean, Mary Jo, is here.
Yep.
Our new neighbor.
See, guys, anyone who's lollygagging around, not moving here, Mary Jo's coming over for a bonfire tonight. I don't know about what you guys are doing.
Tomorrow
That's what I said, tomorrow night.
I thought you said tonight.
I said tomorrow night.
Yeah, Mary Jo's coming over for a bonfire.
Coming over to hang out.
Yep. So that could be you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of our viewers is moving in with us.
Yeah.
Where is D tonight? Where's Big D? Not here yet. She's late. Imagine that, John. Your daughter is late. What a surprise. You guys almost caused me to stroke out with being late during the forging, man.
That was your choice on how to react to that.
Yes.
Take accountability for how you react.
Oh, man. MJ got her official Tennessee driver
don't
license.
Waste any time.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear your
good,
friend
Michelle.
is doing great. Awesome. Some more prayers there. Awesome. Yeah, we also have, the Johnsons, for those of you who were at the forging, who came last weekend for our 2 days, 3 nights. What's up, brother? Hey, Christopher. Good to see you.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Good to see you, brother. I hope all is well in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't stay there another second, even though I know you built that amazing farm in, I guess that'd be Northeast Virginia now. Man, that whole state's going to heck.
Mm-hmm.
Every day the news is something bad happening there. Just terrible. But I have heard that the Republican governor is
Republican hopeful governor.
Hopeful governor is winning in the polls, if elections mean anything anymore.
We'll see.
So,
but yes, it's certainly people are getting fed up there. Understandably.
John says D is celebrating a birthday with a friend. All right, that's fine. That's a good excuse. Understandable. What about Claudia? Where is Big C? Where's she at? Come on, Claudia. I think she might have stopped watching because I was razzing her too much on the procrastination.
Stealth watching with John, maybe.
Maybe she's one of our creepers. Because I don't see 12 names up there. I see 12, 13, but I don't see names up there. Surrounded by brothers in my area. That's good, man. At least you got a pocket of an oasis of sanity surrounded by the insanity that is Virginia, particularly Northern Virginia, which
Yeah.
you're really close to.
Still subject to the politics, though.
Yeah, still subject to the politics and still subject to the persecution, the witch hunting that's about to start happening in all blue states.
Hi, Claudia in the background.
Hi, Claudia in the background.
I know. I mean, I know that the rule is no strength and honor if your name is
Yeah, if it's not on the screen.
not in the chat.
Not in the chat. But yeah, man.
Hey, Dan.
Dan, what's up?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So I don't know if you guys saw, we put out our second forging dates coming up for the second ever forging. It'll be the last one of 2021. The next one we'll be doing in 2022.
Isn't that crazy.
Yeah.
That we're already talking about 2022.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, like this year blinked and we're almost done.
People are like, I'm still recovering from 2020, and here it is, 2021's almost over.
But so anyways, the dates for the next forging are 11/12, so November 12th through the 14th. It starts at 7 p.m. on Friday night and ends at 7 p.m. on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's where it goes. You got to be there for the whole thing. We're not having any part-time participation. I understand for the local cats, emergencies come up, but you make a commitment, you follow through you stay through the whole thing, and you'll trust me, you'll reap the benefits of it. Reviews are off the hook, which if you haven't checked on our Facebook feed, we got our Google page up, and the 5-star reviews are pouring in. You guys can really help us by writing a 5-star review for us. We would truly appreciate it, particularly if you've gone through our women's self-defense program, our active shooter program, or our forging program.
Mm-hmm.
Writing a review on there. Writing one for the podcast is great as well. Mm-hmm. But if you've done some of our training here, we would really appreciate you sounding off on that training so people get an idea of who we are and what we do.
So that'll pop up just if you Google Patriot Crusader Mission, you'll now see that write a review on the right of the screen.
We thought, we are a church ministry, but we're so much more. We're a training facility here. We're a range. We're, a gym. We're a mentoring program. We're so many different things because we're all about discipling modern day crusaders and champions in Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. That's what our mission is.
So too, Scott.
Yeah, that would be epic, brother. It'd be great to have you down here. I think you get a lot out of it, man. I really do. So let me throw this back up here. Throw this one up there. So I just constantly am like playing with these new captions and all that stuff. So.
Anyone want to call in tonight? Start thinking about it. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. So here is our phone number. If anybody wants to call in, particularly people who attended the forging last time, to tell the next people,
Mary Jo,
how great it was.
You can also talk about your experience in moving.
Yeah. Tell them how Tennessee is what you thought it was going to be. It is. It is everything we said it was.
She sat at the DMV for 2+ hours today.
What?
She went to the Johnson City one.
We told you go to the cool guy one in Elizabethton.
Elizabethton.
I'm sorry. I still sound like an
out of towner. You got
back to being an out of towner.
Can't have that.
Yeah. So some other things for people who've been through the forging, and you understand, we're going to start posting on Monday the workouts, the combatives drills, and Bible study starts up at 9 p.m. Thursday. Every Thursday we'll do a Bible study and with fellowship, in Facebook in the groups thing there or whatever it's called.
And so is that for people who are part of the Facebook group? Is that for people who have
that is for people who've been part? That's a forging only thing.
Okay.
So you got to have gone through the forging because we're going to build upon what we did in the forging.
Yeah, all right.
So that's a really small group right now. That's a really small group right now. And as the classes keep ticking through, that'll grow.
Mary Jo, you can come in person if you want.
Yeah, you can come here and we'll fit you around the table, MJ. We'll get you in here on camera.
Mm.
Yeah. Yep. We're about to start. We're getting enough peeps locally here. We might start having a live studio audience in the background.
Right, we'll have to give them a microphone.
You know,
so
where
people
it'll be
can hear the
strength and honor, and
cheers.
then they'll yell back, strength and honor, and then we do it, Be a great time.
Perfect.
Removing the stigma of non-fun Christians. That is
Right.
that is one of my primary missions.
Vision.
Only stuck-up Christians could turn the word partying into a bad thing.
Yeah.
Getting with people you love and celebrating is somehow a negative thing.
Sinful.
Yeah, it's terrible. Enjoying the life that Jesus died to give you, the relationship with him, so you can. I mean, it's just come on. Anyways, so all that stuff will start rolling hot and heavy on starting Monday. I'm really, you'll have to download the Bible app. What's it called? Is it called the Bible app?
YouVersion. The YouVersion Bible app.
YouVersion, yeah. Download the YouVersion. Get in there, Mary Jo. I can see she can be a special co-host.
Heck yeah.
We already
we're
offered it. We're gonna have Diana on here too, because once Lauren has the kiddo,
I'm not committing to a thing.
For the first little bit, she's gonna be a little smoked.
First little bit, you're optimistic.
We're gonna have way more help this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And nights will still be long, and that baby will still be awake. You think I'm gonna want to be up here 9 to 10:30?
Oh man,
I need sleep.
I need some more special. I need some from the PCM fellowship to come on in there and co-host with me, guys.
Yeah, that's why we want you guys to start practice calling in now, so you can dive in there and
so you don't leave me hanging to carry all the conversation like somebody does sometimes.
You're really gonna throw me under the bus right now?
You've been doing way better. Just
when's this baby due? Can't come soon enough. Holy smokes, it's not like I do anything anyway.
Oh man, did you guys hear that? Oh, we get a domestic in progress in 296. Oh, hey, thanks, Christopher. I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. Tell your dad I said hello. He's a great guy. Well, no pressure. No pressure at all. But man, please, guys, do yourself a favor. Go watch the Hope Report today and watch the smallest girl you'll probably ever meet, who's the biggest badass that you ever met for freedom. Totally changed the government of Romania. Just amazing stuff.
And what I thought was kind of such an interesting resolution to the assassin story was that she moved to Texas, and she said 20 years later, she had a guy walk into her office looking for some representation in Texas. And he was like, "You don't remember me, do you?" And she was like, "No, sorry." And he showed her his ID, and he was like, "I'm that guy." And it was literally the assassin who was still saved from that moment in the office with her. And he kind of found her 20 years later and asked to write a chapter in her book. So in her book,
because he obviously didn't kill her, so he had to go back to the dictator and say he didn't kill her.
But
so what happened there?
There's kind of his perspective of sitting there and receiving the gospel as well. So I it's just amazing how God works in that.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So I had texted Diana earlier just to make sure she was cool with us sharing, and you've kind of already talked about it a little bit, but she just said, yes, we can share. So do you want to talk a little bit more about our new roommate?
Yeah, so John Ferrace, who's on here, and Claudia, who are great friends of the program and have become family. They've come down here, they've done the time, they're family to us now. They're the family we choose, not the family you're born with. And their daughter Diana is moving in with us to start over in her life with Jesus Christ here, because she was my first baptism ever.
Yep.
And to be mentored and to help with this ministry, as well as help, around here with baby B in the house and everything else. So we're so excited to have a baby sister. I'm
Yeah.
gonna call her baby sister. So we're gonna have a baby sister in the house, and we're so pumped. Just like we are already looking forward, because we've had lonely Thanksgivings and we've had lonely Christmases, where it's just us, to having our PCM family here, the family we choose to spend and pour our love into.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait for Thanksgiving and Christmas and everything else. It's going to be epic to grow this family with this community. And we're just so freaking pumped.
Yeah. And I think Diana is feeling blessed from the offer to come down. And we know that she's grateful, but we're equally blessed to being able to be able to offer that. And I'm excited to see what God does with it. It's to be able to open our doors and to be put in that position that we can do that to help someone grow, and we will grow as well. And I think only good things can come from it. And I know we've always admired that about Ken, kind of and that's what being in ministry should be, that it's not that when people need help or they need encouragement or they need any strengthening when they need discipling, that they go to the church, or they go to the people that they respect in ministry, versus other resources that you might find out in the community. So I think it's pretty cool that we're it's going to be doing this together.
It's what God demands. God demands that we go all in on those who are willing to meet us halfway. And we have to do that if it's a good fit. And this is a case where it's a great fit.
Yeah.
And I'm just honored to be a part of this. And and there was no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
I was just glad, and that she took us up on it. And I only see great things from him. That doesn't mean there isn't going to be bumps and bruises and everything else, but everything good does come with challenges.
Yes.
Right? Everything comes with challenge. Everything good comes with challenges. And that's what discipling looks like, guys. It's not far away. It's welcoming them. I mean, that's why I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
I'm a hugger, because I'm making myself extremely vulnerable by doing that. And I'm coming in and, because that's the right thing to do. That just shows you that I'm all in on that relationship. This is a professional at a distance thing. Yeah. This is your family.
Yeah.
And I think it says a lot about our audience and our community that we're that deep.
Yeah.
I really think it does. I think, like Steve's been here, a bunch of times, and he has to drive 10, 12 hours to get here. And he's been here, a bunch of times. Mary Jo moved here from Jersey. John's been here a bunch of times. Claudia's been here a bunch of times. We've had a ton of other people who have watched this show and found us from our, where conservatives should move in 2021 and beyond. And moving to East Tennessee Post, and they've become family.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
our realtor is one of our go-to people now.
Yeah. And our lender.
Our lender is, one of my
Reverend.
Reverend Joel is one of my mentors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been a one blessing after another down here.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how great it feels not to be behind enemy lines. I say it every episode. I'm telling you, the persecution is coming. Get out of your blue states. Get red. It'll be the best thing you ever did for your family. Before you wake up and all your kids are LGBTQ or addicted to drugs. Get out of there.
Yep. Who else is here? Seeing the numbers go up a little bit. So
we got some creepers on there. Sound off. Sound off. Let us know where you're watching from. The Lord opens and closes doors.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Don't be like I was and kick open doors that he closes on you. Because
that was the seal mentality.
The seal mentality was if the door isn't open, if the God really wanted to close it, I couldn't open it. Well, we did, and we paid the consequences. But we got blessings from it regardless because God uses mistakes.
God is gracious.
To bless you. God is gracious.
Even while shaking his head, he's like, I'll make the best of this. He
gave us peace of mind to know that we tried, and he gave us a relationship with my mentor, Ken Graves. Yep. So just found out today that Greg Locke is down the road from us tomorrow.
Yes.
So I'm going to be going there. Dan Lacombe, what's up, fellow hugger? That's right.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
I
don't, these people who don't hug, I don't know. I can't relate.
I was not a hugger until I moved to Virginia and was exposed. I don't know if it's a Southern thing or more of a Christian thing. And so you get, that kind of.
I've been a hugger from the old neighborhood for a long time.
Okay. Well, I was not growing. I did not. No affection here.
How handsome. You're the good looking one, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been looking like I've been beat up with a hammer too many times, but I hope you're doing well, brother. How's Texas? I hope, everything's going wonderful there. I wish you nothing but the best and blessings and happiness. And I hope you're crushing it, man. So Dan's a fellow team guy with myself that we went through training in and around each other, and on the East Coast, and he's a great dude. So, awesome dude and a hero.
Yeah.
So, so anyways, what do you want to, what else we going to roll into today's episode? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I don't know. Do you want to stay light and happy, or do you want to get into politics stuff, or what?
I'm ready to do some battle tonight.
Do some battle? Well, you've been talking about SEALs a little bit. Do you want to talk about this ridiculous pressure that some of them are facing right now? And
so I'm torn on it. Okay, I'm torn on it. All right. So I don't know if you guys saw, but there's a bunch of SEALs that don't want to take the jab, and I get it. When I was a corpsman and the anthrax vaccine was something that we were ordered to get, and it was experimental as far as I knew at that point. I'd ask guys if they wanted it or not. If they wanted it, it went in their arm. If they didn't, it went in the trash, and I marked that they got it either way.
Okay.
So
you were bucking the system a little bit there.
100%.
Yeah.
And I'm sure other guys will do the same. Unless they put their own hirelings in there, whatever.
Yeah, it depends on how they're administering them this time.
Here's the thing. When you're in the military, you have no freaking rights. That's what these people don't understand.
Yeah.
I did that at penalty for a great penalty.
If they found out.
Yeah, if they found out.
Is there any statute of limitations on that? Do you need to keep
I'm just making that story up. I'm just kidding about that. Whatever. It's been a long time, but who knows? There was a guy I heard did that once.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm not in. I'm not subject to UCMJ anymore or any of that stuff. So
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know the rules.
They can all say no if they want, but here's the thing. They can take their pay, they can demote them and throw them out of the military with a dishonorable discharge. You got to follow orders, and if orders are what they are, that's what sucks about the military.
Mm-hmm.
I would never let my kids serve today. Never in a million years.
Yeah.
Until there is some accountability and that we undo these terrible officers that have sold their soul to the Pentagon and to the defense tech industry. Again, it takes you have to suck extra bad to have the best fighters in the world, the best tech in the world, and still lose wars.
Hi, Sean
you totally have to suck.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So I don't know. I was reading an article about this. I'm going to quote this here. It says, a new directive by the Navy's Virus Consolidated Disposition Authority issued yesterday states that if a SEAL declines the vaccine, the Navy may seek to recover from each individual the money the government has spent on training them, which can be several $1 million per person.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a stretch versus just being
They're
terminated
gonna
from the contract?
they're gonna try to do all kinds
Have
of
they
stuff.
ever done that in any other case of trying to recoup the money spent?
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
I mean, that just seems like such a. I mean, because obviously, who's going to be able to afford paying back millions of dollars of
Yeah,
training?
exactly. You know what I'm saying, Dan? You know how it is. They tell you what to do, and you have to do it. Like that's why, like people going to officers for leadership training is laughable. It's positional authority. You know what that means? If I didn't listen to my lieutenant, right? They could demote me, take my freedom, throw me in the brig, find me money, up to and including a firing squad. They could throw me in prison for not wearing the right clothes, not getting the right haircut. Do you guys understand how the military operates? I mean, I love my brothers and sisters in the military, but I'm just telling you, you're a second-class citizen being in the military. You have no freedoms. Well, Claudia doesn't know why her posts are not showing. It's probably because of all the cuss words she's typing in. Just kidding. But anyways, here's the clip.
Strength and honor. Strength and
All right,
honor.
we'll give it.
Strength and honor.
You give up your rights when you sign on the line, right? And officers, guys, like they couldn't lead their way out of a paper bag, man. Like you want to see leadership? Look at E5s. E5s have like no positional authority. They're junior guys who lead by example. Lead by example. E6s leading by example. People follow them because they were legends. Because they put out like big dogs. They put themselves second all the time, and they didn't care about making rank. That is an example of leadership. This other crap, man. I mean, come on. How many officers sold their soul? You know, by I mean, it's all politics. It's all politics.
Yeah.
To make generals, you know how much time you have to spend on your knees kissing ass? It's going right down the list to check all the boxes.
And you would say it's been that way for a while.
It's been that way
just
for decades.
Getting worse, or
it's probably always been that. It's probably always been that way. But the problem is the secular left has really made an effort to take over the military. It started with Obama. Right. Where they're like, hey, we can't have people with pink hair and, you know, and don't know what bathroom to use, you know, defending us as our troops. That isn't going to work, meaning to push their cause. You know, as they tried, so what they're trying to do is brainwash several generations of troops that they can use against the American people. That's what they're doing.
Right.
They are training American troops to fire on U.S. citizens. That's what they're doing right now.
Yes.
Have you seen some of the footage out there of like these new woke soldiers saying that they will have no problem shooting American citizens?
Oh, I haven't seen those.
Oh, man, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, totally. So I just missed a call from an Andrew, but that was if you're on here, Andrew, and you're trying to call in, let me know, and I will be more than happy to take your call and call you back.
This number back up.
So Andrew, if you're on here and you want to talk, let me know. I'm gonna see. Hold on, if you left a message or not.
Yeah, that's not a name that might.
It's not a name I know. Handle. I'm just wondering if it can. All right. This is Jason. Hey Doc. All right. Hey, let me hook you up here. 1 second. There we go. All right, we got Doc on the radio on the show here. Go ahead, brother. Speak it.
Hey, howdy. I'm just kind of agreeing with you. I've been in law enforcement going on 20 years, both at the county level and the federal level. And the group that I kind of connect with up here in Alaska, a lot of them are all prior military, and you're kind of like counter to what y'all's mission is, where y'all are trying to raise men and women and warriors. It's being diluted. Management within federal law enforcement, local law enforcement, the military. They want yes men. They want climbers. Are you checking boxes? And it's truly they're excelling.
They want people they can control.
Not leaders.
Yeah,
exactly.
They don't want patriots, because patriots take an oath to support and defend the Constitution, not an administration. So they're trying to create a legion, a force of yes men that'll be loyal to their cause, not the cause, being the Constitution.
Exactly.
And if you look at it, it's even dirtier than what you're saying. Like, you're talking about the dilution of what's going on. This is China-based, right? So what's going on right now is the betrayal of the U.S. China right now is doing masculinity training inside of China, trying to make their men more manly, and they're outlawing things that are feminizing their men. Mm-hmm. Here, they are pushing through their proxies, because they own all the Democrat Party and probably TikTok, 3/4 and like TikTok and God knows how much of the Republican Party. They are feminizing the U.S. military and our forces to make us weaker.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. If the taxpayer could see what's happening, they would revolt and demand a refund. Because I've sat here and years, and I try to explain to people. We have an analogy that we've always used. Is if America was a beach, the Chinese come in and steal it 1 grain at a time. Yeah. The Russians come in overnight with dump trucks, and they're not even having to steal it. We're giving it to them.
Yeah, we sold it to them. We sold it to them, right? Yeah, our greedy corporations, Doc, sold it to them. Our Walmart, our Targets, all the major Fortune 1000 companies out there have sold out America for access to the Chinese market. And they're trying to get on the winning team, which is a foreign invading, government. And that's where capitalism went wrong. The Chinese went after capitalism's weakness, which is greed. Mm-hmm. They went over greed over patriotism, and our corporations caved and folded and got used to cheap TVs that they could mark up 400% instead of just 20%. And that is what's happening. That's the profit margin. And why is the stock market the only thing making money? Because China wants it that way. That's why, right?
Yeah. It blows my mind. I've always said this, the sheeple of the United States, because it's not only uneducated and unknowing, it's willing ignorance. Hey, as long as I can go to work, come home, pop on the tube and watch my Netflix, I don't care. As long as when I press that Amazon order and it's here in 2 days, who cares? And I'm just sitting here going, are you flipping kidding me?
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're inviting with.
Yeah, and we talked about that today with Virginia on the Hope Report, Mike Lindell's show that I run for him. And basically with them and Romania, the dictators and the powers that be controlled them with misery. Here, they're controlling us with comfort.
Yes.
Hey, we're going to make you as comfortable as possible. Just don't buck the system. Just don't buck the system. Just give up your freedoms. You can stay at home and get stuff delivered to you. Food, groceries, everything. Just stay there. Just let us keep getting rich and fleecing the system and giving up your freedom. So when you find out you can't do anything, you're Australia, where you're screwed right now. The police are beating you up and literally beating the crap out of you and throwing you into your house.
Yeah. I can't remember what the details of it, where they've done mice studies on this, where they have colonies of mice, and they have some mice that kind of have to scrap it out for their food, and then some that are just given everything they need in excess, and just can't remember the outcomes. Just those mice become so apathetic and just completely neutralized. They stop reproducing. They just, as a little society of mice, they just utterly fail.
Well, the goal is to depopulate. If you look at Bill Gates, he's even said it. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it all about self instead of God, right? So that we stop procreating.
Yeah.
We import cheap labor that they can pay pennies, so it's a bigger profit margin. And the world population declines, and they get to have bigger lots and more yachts and more islands and more. And while we're stuck with the scraps.
And then they're training the general populace that watches, the box every night of, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Let's go ahead and throw a negative connotation. We just ordered a dictionary on eBay. I was like, you know what? We need to actually, we've ordered a ton of Bibles because they're going to start changing it, just like the vaccine definition. And with words, and it's a battle. And where I've been kind of telling people myself is, if you read the good book and you believe it, our battle is not against flesh and blood, but principles and principalities.
Amen.
It's not a human conspiracy theorist. It's a
enemy.
Spiritual one. Like Hitler get into that much. I mean, it was really, really close. How did he get that close? Because he had demonic powers helping him. Now, our God is outside of time, so he can see past, present, and future. The enemy can't. They're linear, and so I'm just sitting here going, dude, even if they don't know what they're doing, they're pawns and puppets of the devil. And, man, it just gets me going.
So here's something that I had to start doing today, and I got a confession to make. My heart was filling with anger and hate towards the other side. It has been for a long time. And after Wednesday's show, I had to do a solid check on myself. And I had to go up to the cross and repent for my hate and my anger towards the other side. And I actually to pray a blessing over them, that God would open their eyes and turn their heart of stone into a heart of flesh, and that he would make them like-minded, right? Because they're deceived. At a minimum, they're deceived. At a maximum, they've thrown in and they're embracing their satanic nature, which is, good luck to them in the afterlife. But, I believe that, our family members who are deceived, been educated, like Christopher said here, who's my cousin, said, it starts in kindergarten. I never had a chance to believe in creationism. I was educated that evolution was a fact from the moment I could walk, talk, think, whatever in the schools, and that God was just like Santa Claus, right? And so again, we have to detach. I have to say this, it's going to sound ridiculous. You would love a redeemed Nancy Pelosi. You would love a redeemed Joe Biden.
It doesn't sound ridiculous, right?
You would love a redeemed Chuck Schumer, because they would think like you, because Jesus would be their focus.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, even Jesus, as he was on the cross, forgive them for they know not what they do.
Yep.
And you're talking about the Son of God who can snap a finger and everybody would be vaporized. And so I'm with you. I know you said something in a podcast a while back, like a lot of law enforcement. Man, I'm looking at a comfortable insurance, comfortable pension. My wife's about to hit into some lucrative stuff with nursing. I mean, I'm like, dude, we're walking away from a very comfortable lifestyle in a dream home with a mountain in my backyard. I mean, I've got a shooting range in my backyard.
Same here.
So, but where I look at it is, I prayed to God. I put it all on the table. I said, like Abraham did, I don't care. If I want a yes, I can find a yes. If I want a no, I can find a no. I don't care about that. It's all on the table. God, the first step is yes or no, jab or no jab. Hit the Bible, pray, fast. The answer is no. And I wrestled with that for, 2 weeks. Like, hey, let this cup pass before me, but not as I will, as you will. But then once I really, really wrestled with it, and I really leaned in of, okay, your answer's no, then my answer's no. And I've had a peace about it ever since.
There you go.
And where there's peace, there's presence. And so, who knows what kind of door. I mean, we've been feeling calling to Tennessee. I'm not ready to leave Alaska yet. I got a big old grizzly with my name on it somewhere
You got to
But
kill him with a spear and an axe.
eventually,
You got to kill him with a spear and an axe.
Shouldn't be that hard to find
Don't
a
shoot him
grizzly.
from like 600 yards away and be like, "Yeah, I killed a grizzly." You got to go in hand to hand with that guy, man.
I've
Go
seen
Viking
people come out
style.
with hand-to-hand.
Yeah, come on, go Viking on him, man. Spear and an axe, you know.
It's the only way it's earned.
But we've got a group up here that are similar to y'all. I love what y'all do. It's to say it's desperately needed doesn't stress it enough. You know, men and women, we need rocks in the church. You can sing about being a warrior, but when it comes time to go, you know, that's when you see who's standing next to you and who's not.
That's right.
Yep.
It brings me comfort to know that y'all are here. You know, hey, we're not alone. And yeah, keep on keeping on.
Yeah, you're not alone. There's people everywhere who feel just like you.
Yeah.
We are actually the majority. They just will never let you believe. They'll never let you think that unless you start plugging into communities like this and others out there where we are far more numerous than and they're terrified of us. They are absolutely terrified of us.
On the way.
Yeah. Thanks for calling in, Doc. Do not hesitate to call in anytime you want, brother.
This has been great. You're hired as a co-host.
Absolutely. Strength and honor.
Strength and honor, brother.
Done.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Bye.
So that was great. Who's
have
next?
Strength and honor for Brian.
Brian, what's up?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Woo! It's been a good show tonight. Let's keep going. What else we got? Who wants to call in? That was great. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid.
Who's next?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Come on. All right. Next topic. What you got?
Okay, I was trying to recall. I had a comment that came to mind from his conversation that I didn't want to interrupt with, and now I can't remember what it was. So I'm gonna have to stew on that for a little bit.
So are you making chicken soup tomorrow? That is my one question. Lauren has promised me chicken soup now for like 2 weeks. She made one pot and it was off the chain. And then she made a beef stew and it was good. A beef one, it was good. But I want that chicken soup again.
I'm making chicken soup tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you promise?
Promise.
Ooh, it's sealed on the air.
Yeah. Can I say I promise this weekend?
No. Tomorrow was
right.
Tomorrow.
Okay. I have until 6.
Yes, you do. You
don't want to. Yeah, but then it's not for guests, right? Because you hold on to your chicken soup. Like
we
precious.
do not serve it to guests. That is, you are special to get some of our chicken soup. That's all I'm saying. I may give like one cup. But we got a ton of people coming over tomorrow night. We have a clan coming over tomorrow night. So they would wipe out my chicken soup stores. No way.
Not if you have to wait 2 more weeks to get another batch.
Yeah, no way. Come on now.
Anyone else?
So some things that biblically that we're getting to here. I think I'm ready to start doing Sunday evening services up on the hill starting next weekend.
Okay.
Starting next weekend, we're going to start doing outdoor services on the pavilion.
Okay.
In the fellowship pavilion. We'll see who comes. I don't know. Probably no one.
Would they be streamed at all, or it's just for local? Because this would be up on the hill without.
Well, we'll have 5G, but we won't have this platform.
Yeah.
So we might be able to. We can try it. That's right. I actually watched a really good YouTube video on how to process a chicken the other night. It wasn't overly complicated. It was pretty.
You said there was more steps to it than you.
No, there was more care to it than I thought. Right? It was not difficult to comprehend what you were doing.
Yeah.
It was just there was, you don't want to puncture the gallbladder, and you don't want to hit this and that, and all these other things, and so I mean, but it was a great video. I learned how to do it, and I can't wait to do it here. Have our own chickens that we pour our love into, and then they feed us.
Yeah, I think it'll be good to have a more hands-on reason to be extra careful to not waste any more meat, because we will have raised that
Lauren,
bird.
Lauren
and
is notorious at throwing out packages of the meat. Packages.
Just me?
Just Lauren.
Just me?
Just Lauren.
Just me.
That's
guys.
her. Food is her area of responsibility. That is ultimately her thing. So, she's sorry, Lord. There's been a lot of cows that have paid the.
Good night,
You
Scott.
want to practice your breathing? Is that what you're doing there?
My labor breathing?
Labor breathing?
No, I was practicing my Usopp breathing so that I
didn't snap.
Because I've got a face full of bust tonight. Holy smokes.
Oh man. Well, I only got you for a few more times.
Right. So you're just gonna have to get it all out.
I gotta get it all out now, and then you'll forget about it over however long you're down, and then come back and we'll start over.
You're so hopeful. Such an optimistic. Such an optimist.
Best eggs ever, Chris. I can't wait to get some super fresh eggs.
Mm-hmm.
See
We
how
haven't even put our chicken coop together yet.
Yep, that's a project for next week.
Yep. All right. So Steve says if you stream your service, he will watch.
Well, I'm down for that. I'll do whatever it takes to support my brother Steve. Yeah. Steve, you got to work on your hands, man. Get that heavy bag and start generating that power. You got to be hitting harder than what you were hitting at. All right. There were some others in that group that need to hit harder too. Mike, you need to generate some power.
Yeah, Mike's probably not on here right now, but yeah.
He watches. He's been watching.
He's a lurker.
Yeah, he might be a lurker. He might be shy on here. He might be like, "Ooh, I heard that, Jay." Okay. I heard he's also gone to the range and he's continued to tighten his group.
Nice, okay.
There was a lot of shotgun willies at this last training. Wide patterns. My sights are off. If your sights are off, then you should have a really tight group wherever your sights are aiming you at. If your bullets here and here and here and here and here, that's not your sights off. Because you should have the same
That's your
sight.
shooting skills.
That's your shooting skills that are off.
So I was looking at some of the pictures that Chris sent over. You guys did some drills shooting from the ground. Is that what you were doing?
We were just
lie down, get up. What were you doing there?
It was a competition to break down the stress and ramp it up a little bit. And yeah, that's what they were doing. We the people, they were trying to fix and adjust looking shot for shot instead of just holding on the same thing and saying, okay, we can remove all things now because your sights are off. Just put it all through the same hole for me so I know I can fix whatever's wrong. But basically having them go through the shooting positions, standing, kneeling, prone, on your back, et cetera, and having them do that and making it, kind of a race to just add stress.
Okay.
So, I wish we got to more of that. You made everyone cry. Yes, I did.
Why?
I did not make everyone cry. The testimonies made everyone cry. I didn't do that. That was the Holy Spirit.
You saying something gun related?
If people down there on the range, guys showed up with some pretty Gucci stuff.
Oh.
Guys showed up with highly modified pistols with all kinds of accessories on them, stuff that I don't own. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you better shoot really good with that. And it was, we got to take it.
Everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah. Just don't. Hey, Doc, I've been a Glock guy my whole life. In the teams, we shot SIG. I have recently gone to a SIG P365 XL as my everyday carry. I like the small grip because I don't have big hands. I've got normal size hands. They're not midget hands like I've seen some of the guys here have. But I really miss my Glock right now so far when I shoot that. I have only put a few rounds downrange, literally, because I've been training. others. So I'm going to give it a chance to break it in and work through it, but historically, you can't go wrong with a Glock. You can do so much with them. It's why everyone's going to them. But I wanted ambidextrous controls, but I wanted them on full time. I wanted a mag release on either side. I wanted a slide catch on either side. To
And
be
does
able
this
to,
new SIG give that to you?
no, it's got the option to move it.
Oh, okay.
So as I bring it out of my pocket here, I can move everything over if I want to, but you can see, but it's not on either side.
Okay.
So the reason why I like it on either side is you never know, this hand can get wounded,
Right.
and now I got to be able to transition to this, which I can train to memorize where it's at. But I thought it'd be cool to be able to just reflexively.
Did you think that it was on both
I did.
sides?
I did. But when I
Based
went
on
to
how
see
they
it,
advertise it?
yeah, and what others told me.
Okay.
But obviously, when I got there and I had it, that was not the case. It wasn't. Yes, your shooting was light years better than your punching, which tells you where your punching's at.
Strength and honor to Steve's punches.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Steve, right now you have one solution to all problems. It's your firearm. We got to fix that. Oh, man. Got to fix that. I love my 239, and I love my wife's Glock 19. Glock 19s are great. I love the whole Glock platform. Glock 22, Glock 20, the Glock 20, the Glock 19, Glock 17, Glock 22, Glock 26, Glock 27, Glock 43, 43X. I love them all. They're great. They're simple. They're awesome. They all work the same. I love how in the double stacks, I don't know this in the single stacks, that, if I was still on duty and I was carrying a full-size Glock 19 or Glock 22, you best believe my backup pistol is going to be the matching caliber, either a 26 or a 27, so that my mags work with everything. Mm-hmm. So I can have a full mag, even if I catch a round in my pistol in my gun hand, I can then go to my backup on a left draw and use the same mags for it. That is worth its weight in gold. Like these guys who go out and get these Gucci guns for backup, and I'm like, none of your bullets work. The other gun, like, what are you doing?
Gucci's the word of the night. Yeah,
Gucci's the word of the night. And then it's like, the best part is because I'm a cop, I can use everyone's mags who show up there. Mm-hmm. Whereas I'm using some super cool, Kimber 45. What the heck? What am I going to do with that? I got just stupid. So people get caught up in high caliber guns like they're better. You don't need anything more than 9mm, period. Mm. So I'm sure someone's going to disagree with me. My 45 is great. 45 is great. You can use it as a club when you need it, when you run out of your low capacity mags. Anyways.
Oh, there's that.
The reason I'm thinking that's the best reason to have a Glock. Hands down, you can have a 23 round mag that'll fit into your subcompact. Mm. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. It's literally amazing. And I believe what police department in your, like, let's say you're one of these guys like me. 9mm with the modern ballistics today is as good as 40, as good as 45. It's great. If you're shooting hollow points, if you're shooting ball, right, which is typically target ammo, the bigger the caliber, the bigger the hole. That changes everything. But if you're allowed to go buy your favorite bullets, whether they're Hornady or whatever, you want to do that. You want to use the hollow points, and then you can stick with a 9mm. Well, I'm sure they have a New York trigger on there as well, which is a 20-pound trigger pull, which is just going to make them less accurate when they pull the trigger. That's ridiculous. Boston had the same thing. Boston's got a New York trigger in all their Glocks.
What does that mean, a New York trigger?
It's a harder spring, so they have to pull it all the way back.
Classification of
what? Yeah, so it's a classification that you have to pull back 20 pounds of pressure to make
Okay.
the thing fire, whereas snipers are 2.5 pounds.
Mm.
I have not seen the Jeltfill JPH. And then there's John. Here I am. Here am I. 1911s are super cool. Yeah, 1911s are super cool if you're in a state that only allows you to carry 10 rounds. Period. It's great. 1911s are great to throw at people. They'll kill someone. They'll crush the skull because they weigh like 10 pounds. Glad to bring you some truth. And I'm not even a gun nut. I mean, I like guns and I own quality guns, but I'm not like the guy who's going to tell you, like, can look at something and say, oh, that's got that many twists and blah, 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 blah. No. For what I'm going to be engaging in,
Yeah.
I choose the appropriate platform, and that's what I go for. Yeah, 1911 is great for a collection. You nailed it. It's great for like when you want to go to the range and pull out your Desert Eagle, gold-plated hand cannon that costs you like $7 a round to shoot, and you're like, yeah. And your group is like this big, but just just saying. So anyways, the sermons on Sunday night, I'm going to dive into series. I'm not going to do expositional Bible studies where I'm trying to give you the true meaning of the true meaning of the true meaning of true meaning. I'm going to get into application, applying what the Bible is saying and how to apply that to your life, and dispelling common myths like this whole pacifist Christian thing. It just drives me insane. Nowhere in the Bible does it say to be a pacifist.
That was what I was going to say with Doc's call, because how he was talking about, buying up Bibles and things like that because of dictionaries, because of how they are starting to change language. We're already seeing, as he mentioned, if you look up the history of the definition of vaccination, it has become more and more broad to what we are at now, which, versus kind of what the original intent and meaning of that was. And so
thanks for the clarification on the pounds. It's ridiculous. It causes you to have to, most people throw to the left because of how heavy the trigger is, but go ahead, Lauren.
And so I think it's a good point that he made on kind of buying Bibles and dictionaries and things where they stand now, but also keeping in mind where language has changed to this point, which we've talked about many times with
the Webster's
meek,
dictionary,
the skewing of the word
1828,
meek, and even that which we have already adjusted and are not applying properly to the biblical context.
If you want to see words in their true form, go to the Webster's Dictionary 1828, and you'll find a dictionary that quotes the Bible often to help explain what a word means. And it's completely different than what it's been distorted to mean now. The left figured out a long time ago, while us right people were too busy just wanting to be left alone and working hard for our families. They knew that if they could control the language, they can control the meaning of things, and they can change our entire reality.
Why even have to burn books if you can just change what the words are in there, or how we interpret the words that are in a book?
When they say that meek means deficit in spirit, and you're calling Jesus Christ meek, holy smokes!
Yeah, that had to have been a deliberate,
without a doubt,
change.
That was the enemy, 100%. Just like they go in and they try to cover from the left overnight and change definitions overnight as the Democrats devolve our language. Yeah, well, most cops shoot twice a year, bro, if lucky. Your average concealed carry guy shoots like 400% more than your average cop. Most cops are, and I say this sadly because I respect and I think being a cop is the hardest job in America. But I also think that they're going to be our enemy in the very near future um, if we keep trending the way we're going. Um, but most cops are paper pushers and flag wavers or traffic directors. They're all they're doing is working overtime, and they're actually because they get paid time and a half, double time,
Yeah.
triple time to do details, which is a thoughtless job instead of going out there and dealing with domestics all the time, which is a very high risk job and sucks.
Yeah, I know that John has a similar experience in what he sees at his range as well.
That's universal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's universal.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to those cops. Again, everyone expects cops to be snipers and SEALs and counselors and medics and brain surgeons and, and all these and lawyers and everything else. They're not. They're just cops.
And then like the whole they should be trained to just shoot him in the knee or shoot him in the, it's like they're lucky if they hit a human-sized target.
Yeah, exactly.
With everything that's going on, and now you're trying to kind of change it. What they're allowed to shoot down to a very fast-moving body part.
Yeah,
with the training that they have.
Yeah, it's an impossible standard that they're currently facing, but at the same time, they're also making some very bad decisions and forcing this tyranny. Yep, exactly. I got 44 acres here now, and I got a full range. I can shoot out to 700 on my property, and it's awesome.
Mm.
I would never go back to living in a small 1/8 of an acre, 1/10 of an acre. 1,000.
We tried that
10,
last year
in
a rental.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Awful.
It was terrible, and here. It's awesome. 44 acres and 3 mountains in my backyard or 3 hills, whatever you want to call them. They're awesome, man. And I've got a perfect range now that a bulldozer came in. Some friends who own heavy equipment came in and moved a bunch of stuff and a bunch of earth and graded things, and it was awesome. So now we can do whatever the heck we want here.
Yeah.
Which is why you guys need to move here.
Yes.
So you can come shoot here and train here and learn how to hit. Like John. Steve. I'm afraid if I put Lauren and you in the ring right now.
Oh, no.
Lauren hits pretty hard, bro. I'm just
used to anyways, Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
You might get a pass for now.
You and Mike might be hurting on that one. I mean, I would put money on Lauren in those cases right now. She had. I should pull up a video of you doing your burn drill in the bag.
I used to be able to throw a good elbow, anyways.
Yeah. No, you had some great stuff. You used to hit hard.
Back in the day.
Back in the day before you became soft.
Yeah.
50 plus acres. You don't need 50 plus acres to do what we're doing here. You're in Tennessee, bro. The sound of freedom thunder goes up and down this road with people with a lot less land than what we have. 4 years ago, you could have bought 50 acres on any time you wanted. Now this is the number 2 location in the country for Christian conservatives to move. So what is?
Are you saying me?
No,
John.
Lauren knows how to hit, and you like really know how to hit. She knows how to
taught by the best guys. Yeah. So
like she can throw uppercuts, she can throw hooks, a lot better than I was seeing from everyone in that line. Just saying.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I'll tell you what, Diana has incredible potential.
Yeah.
She had great mechanics with very little coaching. Now she just needs to develop the right muscle groups and tweak her mechanics, and she'll hit like a
Mary
dude.
Jo can get there too.
Yeah, without a doubt, Mary Jo can.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Jo was right there.
Yep, those girls were down there.
So they're gonna hit a lot harder than some on this chat board right now. very soon.
Strength and honor to the ladies.
The ladies.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
To all my Lagathas out
To the
there.
Lagathas.
I'll tell you, that was part of my favorite thing of the forging. That moment of being able to bestow that warrior identity on the women that were here.
Yeah, so he showed a compilation of
badass,
Lagatha.
badass.
Apologizing for the non-Christian references, but with the point of everything that she walked out that really is what a Christian woman is also called to be.
Yeah. So she said, I felt a few of Diana's hooks. Diana was tight. She was tight. I'm telling you, she's going to be out there training with me. She's going to be hitting. We didn't do red man suit, man. We just did gloves. They just had to glove and suck it up on their elbows and take it. So we were teaching proper blocking and countering without the red man suits. So people went home with some bumps.
Little headache.
Look, you want to tell your headgear story?
I thought that the headgear would absorb a lot more than it does, apparently.
Go ahead.
And we have a trooper of a guy who used to work with us in Virginia.
Will Chan, I miss you, brother. If you ever watch this podcast, I miss you every day, man.
And he was training, and we were practicing some stuff. And I think he and Jason were training, and I know that I was practicing some hits on him wearing that too. And
he needed a break.
Yeah, and I was like, it's just not that bad, right? I mean, you've got your helmet on.
She's like, what do you need a break for? You're wearing a helmet. And I'm like, stop right there. Stop right there. Lauren, put on the helmet. She's like, yeah, whatever. And then I just hit her with a jab. And she's like, boom. She's like, that hurts. And I'm like, yeah. It stops you from getting a concussion, but it doesn't take away the suck
you
factor.
Still feel it, guys.
Yeah.
You still feel it.
She's like, I'm going to shut up now. Exactly. You've been beating on Will's head for 15 minutes straight. Yeah. He needs a break. You're like, what do you need a break for? Mama's eyes got real big for a little bit.
I was humbled.
Oh, man. What other show are you going to get where you got guys talking about beating their wife? I mean, come on. Christian shows even.
Well, when you say it like that.
All right, for all you uptight, it was sparring. It was sanctioned. She was in. We were, yeah.
It was mutual.
It was mutual. It was not me beating my wife. All right, disclaimer. Uptight Christian folk. Now, for all you PCM people, where else are you gonna go? Where just throw on some gear and beat your wife. Work out your marital issues. You got some problems.
That's really
let's get in the
we're
ring.
Advocating for. Really, you nailed it. You're really selling this great right now.
But when your wife can hit as hard as Lauren, it doesn't really work out that well. You're not gonna go home without a few bumps and bruises. That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't be such a good teacher.
So anyways, you got to train to hit people. I guess we're turning this into a training show. You got to train to hit. If your only weapon is your firearm, then you're going to use your firearm for everything, and you're going to go to jail because there's going to be situations where you shouldn't have pulled out your firearm, where you just would have got a simple butt beating, which is not a death sentence. Mm-hmm. All right, getting beat up is not a death sentence. All right, so you got to understand that you need to develop your whole platform. You need to be able to defend yourself. You need to be able to choke someone out, which is the gentlest way of putting someone down, right, without hurting them. I mean, there's literally nothing. There's no bruises. There's no marks. There's no nothing. It's just a carotid choke out, and boop, they're down. You just let them down, and you can restrain them from down when they wake up, and you're good to go. Mm-hmm. Or run. That's typically what I tell people to do. Put them out, go run.
Yep.
Because the cops are coming. I know feds can't do anything cool anymore. They gotta shoot them or tase them or use their prick 27, 20, whatever the heck it is, that baton and beat him down, which looks terrible. So
Yeah, I think I'd rather be choked out.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It doesn't hurt in the slightest. You're there, and
Well,
then
that's the same concept of Democrat gun control.
yeah.
I don't like a gun thing. I'd rather beat you to death with a baseball bat.
Yeah, like somehow beating someone to death slowly with a baseball bat is kinder than 1,800 feet per second going through your brain.
Yeah.
Like you don't even feel it, right?
Up
Versus a bat, which is your foot, your knee, your hip, as you're working your way up to the head. It's like, come on, man, come on. Such a light show topic for Fellowship Friday.
So this is a very light and fluffy. If you want to lighten,
all right, give me some light and fluffy.
Okay. Switching from talking about guns and all of that.
We're going to talk about family prayer after this. So.
Okay. So I had my first midwife appointment yesterday. Met my home birth gal, and I thought it was pretty cool. So you always, especially right now, kind of trying to figure out, are we going to click? Is that, this is a very intimate thing.
Yeah,
and,
they're all up in
and they're now going to also be in our home. And so, kind of doing the secret handshake kind of conversations on, are they?
What are the secret handshake conversations? We're in the South. Is there any need for a secret handshake?
Not really. It's just, it's just.
Are you a heathen?
I knew.
Or are you a worshiper of Jesus
She talks
Christ?
about in her paperwork that she prays for the women and everything like that. So I knew she was a Christian, but you don't necessarily know what that means anymore. But so she was asking what we do for work. That was a question that she has to ask. And so I was telling her about our other company. And then now, we just started this nonprofit and kind of what we do there. And I said, yeah, we have a cross on our property. And she's like, is it a big, heavy cross? And I said, yeah. And she said, when did you put it up? And I said, back in
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. And she's like, I think my son helped with that.
Small world.
And I thought that was so cool. Her son was one of the past Reverend Joel Kavanaugh's son, brought a group of friends. And so her son is one of the guys who was here helping with that. He's just like, yep, he came home super muddy. And I was like, that was the one. So I thought that was a cool little God affirmation there that she's already been involved in our life and didn't even know it. So that made me feel
very,
warm
very
and
cool. And I'll tell you, those kids are never going to forget that.
Yeah.
Carrying up a 500 to 600 pound cross up a mountain, a very muddy mountain.
Yeah.
Is just something
so
you don't
I showed
forget.
her some pictures of the updated that it's no longer the totally muddy mountain.
Yeah, now it's just a really muddy mountain that leads to a
really nice area.
Really nice patio.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was my little God makes it a small world moment yesterday. So
let's talk about praying together as a couple, as a family, as we'll start as a husband and wife couple.
Sure.
Lauren and I have been doing this more. We haven't been doing it enough. And I'll tell you guys, it is one of the most intimate, vulnerable, powerful things you can do as a family. You're there appealing to the Lord, dumping all your fears, all your weaknesses, all your needs, all your concerns to God, while holding your partner's hand, your wife or husband's hand, and then they are doing it, and it's such a real check on where their mind is, on what's going on in their world.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been doing it more, and every time we do it, I just feel so close to you doing it.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Like I feel like when they talk about one flesh, two becoming one. I mean, it's like immediate as it happens.
Yeah. And I know, and we've talked about this some before, just in the importance of prayer, and that a lot of spouses don't even really pray for their other spouse, even in private. But if they do, it's often in private when their partner doesn't really know that they're being prayed for. And so it's a whole other experience to do it together out loud. And so if you have not ever tried that as a couple before, definitely encourage you to try it. It's uncomfortable at first if you're not used to it. It's something that I've had to get myself more comfortable with on praying out loud in general, speaking my mind and my heart in prayer next to him. But I can definitely say that I see the benefit of it, that afterwards, I'm always so grateful for those moments. And it's a much more powerful experience oftentimes than the prayers by yourself. So definitely worth trying.
Yeah. It's transformative. I mean, it's again, sometimes you'll be sitting up there and your partner will say something that you didn't even know they were struggling with.
Mm-hmm.
And it just helps you get a snapshot of all the challenges in their world so you can figure out how to help.
Mm-hmm.
You can pray for them in that moment, which of course is help, but it also just lets you know exactly where each other are.
Yeah.
And where their struggles are and where their thanks are. And, and it will bring to the top surface things that might've been hidden that you didn't know.
It's like a little mini therapy session with God almost, because it highlights it. If you do this daily, it keeps you kind of on track with each other, in things that a lot of times only disclosed once a couple is like, gosh, we have to go to therapy. And then
once it's almost too late.
So it opens that book in a way that a lot of partners don't often do.
Yeah. And it moves mountains as far as I'm concerned.
And the other piece of that too is, so there's the praying with each other and for each other in kind of a habitual way, saying, every day we're going to find time to go and pray together. And there's also, if you see your partner struggling with something, praying for them and going and kind of putting hands on them and speaking out loud a prayer for them to see if you can help them in that moment. Yeah. And I know that a lot of times, depending on what's been going on, the dynamics on something, but in moments where Jason's been struggling and in the past, I might have said, okay, he just needs his space to go deal with it. Or I'm even a little annoyed that he's in this state of mind right now, or whatever the situation is. Never. I have tried to get out of my way and get more comfortable with, because again, I have been working on being more comfortable praying out loud and coming to him in that moment and saying, can I pray for you? And doing this or holding a hand and speaking out loud, just a blessing or a prayer for the resolution of whatever he's struggling with. And that too is a way to connect in times where one person is needing something more so than the other. Hey, Phil.
Up.
Strength and honor.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Good to see you, brother. Go back and watch from the beginning. It's been a great show. Yeah, and I can tell you moments where I'm frustrating and maybe I'm not the most well-grounded. And maybe I'm still too proud in the moment to go to the Lord. How ridiculous that sounds saying it. And having you to say, can I pray for you? And you come in and fight for me instantly humbles me, instantly grounds me. You're seeing it from a non-emotional standpoint, and you're coming in and you're rendering prayer first aid.
Yeah. Being
that spiritual first aid for somebody is a huge, huge responsibility, and it's really, really important. It really stops. It has the ability to stop the escalation of sinful behavior, devolving, and backsliding right there in that moment.
Yeah. Well, and I think, we've had some conversations in talking about kind of the role of a wife and submission and all the stuff in some videos that I had watched of different pastors' takes on thank you, Phil. On how a wife should handle it if a husband in a bad moment, wasn't kind to her or something. And culturally, people would say, kind of give it back to him or don't take that. And obviously there's contexts and situations where you should not, if it's abusive, etc. But in moments where, he might have made an offhanded comment that wasn't kind and it's not his nature and it's just more indicative of a state of mind that he's in, kind of leaning in those moments and kind of going more out of your way to be kind and doing the small gestures. And I think prayer is a great starting point for that, because you can't pray for somebody without feeling your heart change. Like if there's love there, I know that you're practicing praying for Democrats and you don't quite have the love there yet. You're working on changing your heart towards that. But if there's a love connection, but with the person that you're praying for and you're upset with them or they did something that hurt you or whatever, but then you still are able to go and pray with them and for them because of whatever kind of caused them to do that, I think it immediately puts you in a better place to resolve it.
Well, it does. And if somebody's like, hey, can I pray for you? Immediately makes you stop for a moment and say, what am I doing that I need prayer for right now?
Mm-hmm.
And you start, and then I am reflexively reaching to God now.
Yeah.
Be like, whoa, where in the beginning when, I wasn't, I'd be like, what the heck does she think I need prayer for or Rob or Mike or whatever? And I'm like great right now. What are they talking about? And it's because I dropped 40 F-bombs in a row because I'm so out of tune. I'm so bad and I didn't even recognize it. That's, again, the iron sharpening iron, right? And that is, your friend who normally, what are their normals? If they're normally not a cussing, machine, and all of a sudden you're having a conversation with them, they're dropping F-bombs, they're out of tune.
Yep.
They're out of tune with the Holy Spirit. And you got to pray for them to get back in tune because it's so easy to drift.
Mm-hmm.
And when you drift, the sins compound.
Yes.
It starts with cussing. Then you get one of those Facebook ads, come to my naked channel, blah, blah, blah. Now you're looking at porn and blah, 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 and you're off on this road. Yeah. And next thing you know, you're not even the same guy you thought you were. Yeah. So again, man, having people that you are invested in true fellowship and having a real relationship in Jesus Christ with your wife or husband is like, if you don't have that with your wife and husband, that's your number one priority. Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk to you about the country. I don't want to talk to you about saving America. I don't want to talk to you about anything. Fix your freaking marriage, and then I can talk to you about something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's the most basic thing.
First. Yeah, family first.
And then we can go from there. But until, maybe we need to fix you first, and then we can fix your marriage. And I'm fine to work in it that way. But if you're telling me you're okay, and your marriage sucks, then you're not okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And, if your wife is not your most trusted advisor, you're not living biblically.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't have much advice there about prayer with dogs other than praying for patience.
Praying for patience.
If you have dogs like ours.
I'm going to get vulnerable right here for a moment. And I'll talk about Odin.
Okay.
So, Odin, our dog, our youngest 2-year-old pit bull that we have, he has been an exercise in patience with us. And I've never had a dog like him. He's so full of love, but he's such a knucklehead. And as much as he is full of love, he's that much of a knucklehead. And I found myself killing my heart to him because he kept messing up. And I'm just saying he's going to keep, I kept like,
Made a series of bad decisions.
and I found myself tuning out my love for my dog. And I'm not one of those crazy people who likes dogs more than people. And for those of you out there who do that, it's not biblical. It's not even close to biblical. You have a wound. You have an abandonment wound that you need all hands on deck to pray for you for. I've seen it consume people and take them all the way to the grave. There is nothing in the Bible about loving dogs more than people. I'm just going to put that out there.
Or anything
or
else
animals
in
or
general.
anything like that. If you don't love people, you are not biblical. The Bible calls you to love people, period. All right. So if you don't right now, and it's okay if you don't, to acknowledge you're there, you have some work to do. Mm-hmm. Right. But I found myself hardening my heart to him. And I'm like, you hypocrite, Jason. You keep sinning against God with your anger. Like, I've committed murder 1,000,000 times in my head by hating. Mm-hmm. Right. And I hate entire political parties. And I'm like, I am worse than Odin, and God loves me. Mm-hmm. So I need to start walking this out with my dog and accept him for all of his faults, even though he's not accountable. It's not the same thing, but I just wanted to show you an example where I was being a hypocrite.
You were able to apply what is meaningful to you as a Christian to this what you were experiencing in a tangible way,
and it's totally changed my relationship with him.
Yep, he's back to snuggling in bed.
He's my buddy. He's the only other dude in the house, half dude. He's the only Lauren took half his manhood, which I never agreed to.
Yes, you did.
And did not in the slightest. Anyways, Lauren castrated him. And
such a liar. I cannot even.
I did not want to do it. And you said.
Which you never agreed to this BS.
I said, what did I say?
You said, okay, you said take it because you got sick of him peeing on things. So you said take him, cut him.
That was a moment of passion. On whole, I was not there. But anyways, Lauren took half his manhood. I can't. And so he's the only other dude in the house I have right now. I'm on a house full of estrogen, and I'm getting one more coming in. And you just
invited another.
I swear, if you guys know any boys that need to be adopted, we want to adopt 10. I need some reinforcements here.
Holy smokes.
Yes, dogs are there to teach you patience so you don't beat your children to death. That's why they're there to teach you patience so you don't kill your children.
Or Jesus. I mean, either one. Either one.
Oh, God, forgive me.
Yes, there is something very special about that dog, and some days we don't know whether it's special like the devil or special like special. Which kind of special are we talking about?
Yeah. He's gifted at ruining a moment, I'll tell you that.
Oh my gosh, that's the truth.
He's got this radar.
They're hugging. Let me insert myself.
Yeah, hold on, wait a minute. My mom and dad are having an intimate moment where they're connecting. All of a sudden, let me get in the middle and break them up.
I'm going to stand here and cry really loudly. Special. Special is a good word for him because, special.
Where is he right now? I'm surprised he's not right there. I'm surprised he's not parked at the door whining at us tonight.
He's on the couch. All right, let's see what's Phil got here. There's power in prayer. Saved my life praying for my youngest son now. Just found out that he attempted suicide on October 6th, his 28th birthday. He's being institutionalized. I chose Mafia over him many years ago. Tough day today. So sorry to hear that, Phil.
Sorry to hear that, Phil. We'll pray for you tonight. We'll pray for you tonight as a community.
Do you want to lead a prayer right now on that?
No, let's do it at the end of the show. At the end?
Okay. Yep. Aluminum roof crusher. Yep. That was when he was the bad kind of special.
Yeah, that's when we're building something that takes a lot of patience with 1,000,000 parts, and Odin runs across the top of it, denting the entire roof. That's what he does.
Odin has made an appearance or two He must just not have been on the. His head will sometimes come up over the.
Ashton, thank you. We will pray for Ashton. I like that name.
Mm-hmm. I say God makes kids cute so we don't kill them.
That is true.
There is actually science in that.
Yes. Same thing with dogs.
Yep.
He makes puppies cute so you don't kill them. It's 100% true.
Yeah.
What else you got tonight, Lauren? What are you unpacking? What else you got? You got something else you want to bring the heat on?
No, I mean, just I'm already flat as a pancake. So if there's anything else that you want to run the bus over me with, then that's fine.
I don't want to run the bus over you anymore. I want to lift you up as the Wonder Woman, Superwoman of this family who carries us, who does so much work around here, who comes through for two of the companies out of the three. You crush it, and you are a joy to be around, and you're the best team player I've ever seen. You are the teammate I always wanted, and I was so blessed to get that I do not deserve. So,
I was not asking to be reinflated, but thank you.
Well, I made you a pancake. I have to reinflate you. Just bring you back up, and then I'll think of something to run you over again.
Yeah, okay. Like the inflatable jack-o'-lanterns that we're seeing in the yards, and they come up at night. And
Yeah.
But that was all very kind. Thank you very much.
All right.
Oh, so are we doing a Jesus Halloween?
We are doing a Jesus Halloween.
So Diana is going to be down here for Halloween, we think.
Yeah. So guess what your costume is?
Yeah. Mary, Mother of Jesus. Guess why, guys?
Yeah. So Lauren's costume's already decided, but we are going to have a Halloween bash here, a Halloween party.
Christian.
We're going to have a Christian Halloween party and take back this night of darkness for the kingdom. We're going to have a ton of Christians here, and we're going to crank Christian music, and we're going to dress in Christian costumes, and we're going to have a blast. And every kid who comes is going to get some of the best candy he's ever gotten. He's going to know that, hey, then those Christians have fun and live it up and are great people too. They're not stick in the muds who are just going to hand me a bunch of, little mini books to read when I come to trick or treat at their house that they're never going to read.
We'll have to see on which non-Christian kids we might even get to come here, because I don't think we're going to get trick or treaters on our street.
Well, if we don't, that's okay. The whole neighborhood would know, when we have Jesus lights all over the place and big cross and whatever, and I'm dressed in my Crusader outfit. And,
we have 2 weeks to put this together.
Yeah, we got this. We always work best under pressure.
Yay, pressure.
Yay. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to have a good time, and it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Is Halloween on a Saturday or a Sunday?
It's a Sunday. Remember, it's the Lord's Day.
That's right. Well, that's perfect.
Lord's Day this
Even
year.
better. What better day to take back for the Lord?
Actually, there's been a lot of conversation about this in some of my Christian mom Facebook groups on people asking for opinions and what other people do.
Lena Weston, welcome.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Define that analogy for us.
Christian is like a pumpkin. So Lena is the one who owns the property down the street.
Oh, hey. So Lena, you'd be welcome at our Halloween
I'm assuming
party.
that it's the same Lena, because that's not a very common name.
Yeah, so that's our neighbor. Howdy, neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd be welcome to this.
Christian is like a pumpkin. Oh, I think I've seen this analogy before, because God scoops out all of your yucky stuff, and he puts a light inside you.
Oh, that's nice. It's
Yeah.
a long poem.
I think I summarized it well enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be, solid on the outside and all mushy on the inside or something like that. But I like your analogy better than what I want.
Oh, I didn't come up with it. But I believe that's what she's referring to. But I've seen, actually, there's some people who've been defending Halloween in these Christian groups, saying that it actually does not have like purely pagan evil roots. There's actually, if this person's research is accurate, there are some Christian connections to the origins of Halloween as well. And so they focus on those. I haven't done my own research on it.
What about the sexy devil costumes and the sexy nuns?
Obviously
and,
our culture has perverted it.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people, the whole kind of death theme and all of that stuff, they only think of the evil origins of Halloween. And this person was trying to articulate that there are actually some Christian ties to it as well. Just something to look into.
Yeah, it's
as
where
you're
we
trying to
celebrate
deci-
mass
as you're trying to
murderers and
decide.
everything else. It's just great.
So
Yeah, but we're
you know that cultures have a way of twisting things from
Yeah.
their origins. So where it is now does not mean that's where it started.
So we are going to have a Christian costume party, and everyone's going to have to get really clever to come up with something cool because you can't show up lame.
Well, you had said you wanted to just be as a bee, but I think that's not Jesus themed. So what do you
B
want?
was for that thing with,
So you want to have 2 costumes?
yeah.
Why not have her go as a Christian, whatever she's going to be as?
Well, she can be a cherub.
Sure. Okay.
She can be an angel.
Right. Okay.
She got the diaper.
Yes.
I often say Constantine is awesome. He transformed pagan holidays for Jesus. Why not costumes and candy? Lol. That's true. The struggle with Constantine, I think it was Constantine. I may have my people mixed up. It might have been Augustus, where they took the Trinity, being Jesus, the Father, and the Holy Spirit, and then they combined it with the Roman pantheon, being the fertility god, I can't remember her name, and made that Mary, and then made the god of war Michael, and then rolled in all these saints to try to save the religion of the Romans in Christianity, which has still been causing trouble to this day,
Right.
with people praying to Mary
Right.
and Joseph and all these other people instead of praying to Jesus.
Right.
So, where nowhere in the Bible does it say to do that.
Right.
So anyways, but yes, I think that we, like, our Christmas will be 100% a Christian experience. We will celebrate Jesus. We will celebrate everything. We will let our kid even believe in Santa Claus for a little while, who's here because of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And, because some people don't even like do Christmas trees because that's evil. It's like,
Yeah.
get out of your own way, people. Like,
Well, and they don't celebrate it because they don't believe that actually was Jesus's birthday, that they think there's evidence that
well,
it
the
was
4th of
more
July
important
wasn't
the
around either,
fall.
so why do we celebrate the 4th of July?
So,
or Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So
or
it's so they've totally
So
thrown
it,
out the whole thing because
so it has to be the way it was back then. Well, there wasn't electricity back then, so don't
well,
use
no, they're saying
electricity.
that we celebrate Christmas on December 25th, with most people believing that was when Jesus was born.
Yeah.
And there is some belief that is not when he was born. He was actually born earlier in the fall, based on kind of what the Bible described the climate like and stuff like that at the time. So they just think that it's completely pagan because it's not accurate. I think it's kind of whether or not it's actually his birthday is still a day to celebrate him. And I think that
any day that we're looking at him and we're singing his praise and we're there loving our neighbor and loving each other, what is the problem?
That shouldn't be a problem. It's that most people have lost even that.
Yeah.
For the
well, we know entire families, and we've been a part of them, where it's all about the gift that day and not about the relationship.
Yeah.
And if you're not celebrating the relationship, what the heck are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, we know kids who drown in presents and that's all they care about. And the stress leading up to what should be a joyous time of year, and the stress just of trying to sort out all of the tangibles, the stuff that doesn't matter.
Which brings me to my next point, that I can't wait for this Christmas with even though you're pregnant and you may be in labor at that point, and we may get a
small
Christmas,
detail, yeah.
we might get the ultimate Christmas present of a life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get to meet baby Bridget, which is the name as of right now. Do you wish to?
There's still the 2.
So let's do this. Baby name.
Okay.
Bridget or Anya?
So with the thought, it was Bridget Grace or Anya Faith.
Yeah. So,
Hi, DM.
hey, DM, what's up, brother?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
I hope your surgery went well, my friend.
So many surgeries.
Yeah. Strength and honor. Many cultures, once they become Christian, took their pagan holidays and made them give glory to Jesus. That way they don't have to grow their entire culture, even though they're exactly. I don't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're honoring Jesus, and what's the point? What's the problem? Oh, not to the 20th. Well, we will pray for you, brother.
Okay.
We will pray for you.
Anya, it's A-N-Y or A or A-N-J-A, depending on which variation you want. Not O-N-Y-A, A-N. They have, and it means exalted one. My concern with that spelling, the J-A, is that no one in our culture is going to know Anja versus that one, Anya.
I always thought Anya was very regal and beautiful.
I like Anya, and we almost named B Anya. So this would be kind of a recycling of that thought process. It is a, as you say, regal. I can picture a woman named Anya. Little kid. It's like a big name for a little.
It's 4 letters.
Kid. Not the amount of letters. It's just some names, like, you have a harder time picturing at a young stage versus an old stage. Some names are great, like little kid names, and you're like, that's not going to be a great name for an adult. So it's just, but grow into it.
So do you guys like Anya or Bridget better? We need to see 13 answers out there, because that'll be an uneven amount.
Well, we also.
So type you want. We'll type it. So Anya or.
And there's also variations of how to spell Bridget. There's with the D or without the D.
Yeah, everyone's going with B. I love Bridget. Look at that. Boom,
Brenna,
boom, boom.
Okay, so we know that Sean is an Anya.
Sean is an Anya, okay.
Is Brenna and Bridget, are people going to think that we're just going with the B theme?
Who cares? We'll be like, no, we just like the meaning of both those names.
Bridget was what?
Holy warrior, I think.
I keep getting these mixed up.
Lena said, I love both. Anya will always be her name. Bridget will be shortened to Bridge. And Chelsea, I like Anya. So 2 Anyas, 3 Bridgets.
Okay, so yeah, and Chelsea.
Steve Rowley, 4 Bridgets. We the people, Bridget. 5 Bridgets.
All right, so Bridget is power, strength, vigor, virtue. An alternate meaning of the name is exalted one. So let me see.
John and Claudia say Anya. So there's
Anya is God has favored me. That was that one. God has favored me.
It's not Anya. It's Anya. A-N-J-A.
So
she'll have a hard life if her name is Anya. Anya.
Well, see, that's my concern. There's more likely to be mispronunciations with Anya Bridget. So you're combining them. That's a heck of a name. Exalted one, God has favored me.
Woo! Woo! B's gonna be like, what?
I mean sword.
Sword Rose?
So gross.
The problem is B has a nickname, and it's B. You know, I love Bridget. I do. I think it's a fun name. It's not regal like Anya.
Yeah.
But it's somebody I'd want to hang out with.
Well,
Bridget
good,
sounds
'cause
fun.
Bridget sounds fun. Brenna and Bridget. We'll see.
We got to come up with a nickname for Bridget that's as cool as B.
Yeah.
B has a logo. It's a freaking bumblebee. She's got all this stuff in her room and all that stuff. So we got to figure that out.
It would be Bridge.
Bridge. That's not cool. Bridge is just a bridge. We're gonna like put bridges everywhere.
Bridge. I've seen Birdie. I've seen Bree. Let's see. Britches.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to name her Pants.
Colors for what? A nursery? You don't know me very well. No, I don't. I don't.
Should we talk about our wedding?
That you picked out a lot of the stuff? That part?
Lauren had never been to a wedding as an adult when we got married.
Truth.
So she had no idea.
I'd never been to a wedding as an adult. I've never held a kid, held a baby before I had a baby. I mean, I was like rocking it. I was doing adulting on the fly.
Oh, John on the top rope.
All right, John, I'll take it.
Anya would definitely ride horses in dressage.
Perfect, I can teach her.
Yes, you guys could have your
John.
little helmets and your little breeches, and your high boots and your shiny stirrups.
I enjoyed it, so I stopped at the uppity jacket.
Oh, you didn't have an uppity jacket?
No, I never competed. I didn't need an uppity jacket. I didn't need to be like all polished and white and all of that
DMs
stuff.
thinks you're Spanish. No, we're
I'm
both
I'm
Viking,
European,
Scottish.
Yeah, mutt.
Irish,
I just
English,
did it,
Scottish.
I can tell you.
Yeah. Irish, English, Scottish, Norwegian.
I am 45%
Switzerland.
England and Northwestern Europe, 21% Scottish, 17% Sweden and Denmark, 9% Ireland, 5% Germanic Europe, 2% Norway, 1% Baltics.
So we're digging it.
All right, we the people. I never heard on you before. I like it. Changing my vote.
It is a very unique name.
It grows on you. I didn't like it at first either.
It is very cool, and then we could be A and B.
Yeah, yeah. And then we have a C. We have Connor.
Yeah.
We have ABC.
Yeah.
And then if we have a boy, you're going to want to skip to M.
Magnus. Yeah, Magnus.
So okay, so let's go into the future here. Should God bless him with a boy, another boy. Brenna, Bridget, Magnus.
Oh yeah.
Anya, Brenna, Anya, Magnus.
Well, when you say it that way, Brenna, Anya, Magnus, or Anya, Brenna, Magnus.
Mm.
The Brenna, Bridget, Magnus still works too, though. I'd go to war with that clan.
Well, you might have to.
I'd lock shields with them.
Well,
they'll all be raised as Lagathas.
Yeah.
You know.
Bam. Which one are you bamming?
Brenna, Anya, Magnus.
Oh, she's bamming the initials. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Bam. There you go.
Man, now you're making me think about Anya again.
Well, good thing we have another couple of months too.
ABC can't ignore that.
We're in the single digit week countdown, guys. I just hit 30 weeks. So we have that long to decide.
Yeah, in most blue states right now, you can just kill your baby if you wanted to. What a pleasant thought.
Way to just tank the good mood.
I mean, how insane is that? We're feeling her move.
Yeah.
We've seen her face, her eyes, her lips.
We're starting to get out of the majority of states in timeline, but there is still a sadly good number that
They're
you
all
still could.
murderers.
Anyways, way to be a downer.
Sorry, I just brought it back to being real.
Yeah.
We got to use our pregnancy to highlight how ridiculous that is.
Mm-hmm.
That policy is crazy. Yes, Jason, way to kill a good mood. All right, Lauren, pray us out. Now that I've ruined
Now that you've ruined the mood, okay. Anyone else have anything else to say to like bring it back? They will keep you young. Yes, the kiddos will keep us young.
I'll tell you, B is straight sunshine. She's sassy sometimes. It's so funny. Even the girl who helps us share, she was putting her hair in pigtails, and she stopped putting her hair in pigtails because the pigtails make the sass come out. She turns into like demon child when you put pigtails in her hair. When you put a ponytail in, she's good to go.
We don't have the chickens yet. We're still working on the logistics of
we're working on the logistics
all
of
the
the
pre-chicken
chickens.
stuff.
Thank you.
But I know we will be coming to ask you some more questions.
Yeah, so we want Rhode Island Reds.
Yep.
Rhode Island Reds. And then we need to get some meat birds because I just learned how to butcher them. So we're going to start raising our
via
own.
YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Good old YouTube.
YouTube, I'll tell you.
It was
I didn't think
interesting.
they would
So
show it.
he saw a method of hang them upside down and slit their throat and let them bleed out. I really would have thought, and that person was saying that was the most humane way to do it. I would have thought that cutting their heads off would be
If
better.
you were going to ask me how I wanted to die, chop my head off rather than
slit my throat and let me
If
be
you
aware of that until I bleed out. Like,
I'll tell you what, if you were going to do me and you wanted to do me a solid, choke me out and then cut my head off while I'm unconscious.
I was going to say, when you were talking about doing the karate stuff, like, could you do that to the chicken? Just like hold their little necks until they pass out and
metal cone. What do you mean by metal cone upside down? I saw them. They hung her upside down and they just cut one of their jugglers and then walked away and came back.
Okay.
And they bled out and it was done. And then
I just have to think that little bird is a little bit more aware of what's going on for longer.
Maybe. You think that little brain processes on bleeding out?
I'd have to imagine it can process pain.
Yeah, but if it's a little half a second of pain with a little slice.
You don't have continued pain from that wound?
No.
No?
No, there's no nerves there.
No?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I mean, if I just did you right there, you would.
I wouldn't continue to process pain from having a gash in my neck?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
There's not a lot of, when you pinch it, there's not a lot of nerves there. Nope. All right, so here we go. We got some stuff here. Get a traffic cone and let the head slip through the tiny hole. Cone upside down. Let their feet stretch and cut. Nope. The blood reaches the brain. They pass out. Cut a hole in the bottom of the bucket. Cheap and easy. Lol. Buff Opingtons are great with our kiddos.
Are those chickens?
It must be. There's no way.
Orpingtons? So you're saying so that they pass out. Do they pass out before you've cut it because they're upside down?
So they're not getting brain flow and then they're
okay.
Well, we get a lot of opinions here. When we get our birds, we'll come back to you guys to figure out how we're going to do this because I was just going to get my axe and dum, 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 dum.
The other chickens will eat the heads. Chickens are
brutal.
Savage.
Yeah. I actually read, and this is a little bit, we'll go prepper here for a second, that one of the best ways to feed chickens, like if things hit the fan, you couldn't buy feed or any of that stuff, is the parts that you butcher you can't eat that you don't feed the dogs. You take them, you put them in like a cage, like the
intestines and stuff. That's what
there's certain parts the dogs can eat.
Yeah.
But the leftovers, the stuff that's picked up, you put it in a cage over by the chickens. Flies lay eggs, and the
right.
maggots drop down, and they can eat the maggots. And there's a ton of food there.
Yeah. It's a whole world that is valuable to know, but it's different than going to the grocery store, that's for sure. And got to get used to it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be an adjustment, but I
Yeah.
think I'm looking forward to pouring love into animals that are going to turn around and, in a strange way, unwilling way, but love us back with
Yeah.
nutrition and feeding our
Nourish us, yeah.
family versus buying chickens that we know have miserable existences.
Yes, at least you can
and we're
know that
tortured
they
their
were happy
entire
here.
life.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Feed them anything. We had friends from Australia that had zero footprint and no trash. And basically they had compost piles and all their leftovers went out to the chickens.
Mm-hmm. I think mostly it's if you're trying to keep them organic and, all that stuff, you have to just, what is the quality of the food that you're feeding
You
them?
won't feel bad about uneaten food anymore. It becomes chicken food.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys buy some and try it, or?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'll tell you, we were in the Philippines. We were on this island, and we were hunting Abu Sayyaf, which is an Al Qaeda spinoff in the Philippines. And we were there in the villagers, and we got tired of eating MREs. And I brought a ton of protein drinks that gave me kidney stones. We'll talk about that later. Isopure. Don't ever drink Isopure. Isopure gave me kidney stones. But I got ripped because that's what I lived on.
On with the story.
So we paid them to kill a pig, and they went out and they hunted a boar, and they got like a 500-pound boar, and it was awesome. But every morning, this rooster would wake us up with crowing, so we paid the farmer to eat him. Best chicken I ever had, and we slept like a king after that.
No good. All right. Well, we'll save it for the chickens then.
Yep. Cornbread's going to the chickens. I bought 20 chicks, way too many eggs to eat. We got a hen with or we got a coop with 12. So we're getting ready to do that. But what I was told the other day is you don't want to let them free range if you're not monitoring them, because what will happen is they will stop laying in the coop and they'll lay in the field. And you'll lose all your...
Do they lay at any time throughout the day, or do like
they'll go like one of my friends said that he went in there into the bush and found 20 eggs under a bush.
Oh.
So if you have to watch them and see where they're going to lay. So they won't always lay in the hen box.
So it's not like they lay in the morning or whatever. They just lay whenever.
I'm sure.
Chicken people.
Chicken peeps, tell us, preppers.
Because I know that they'll even if they're free range, they'll come back to the coop at dusk. Typically, like once that's home base, they'll go in there and you just kind of shut the door. But I guess I didn't think about the timing of
anytime, anywhere.
All righty. We can do a whenever, wherever. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Darn, we want to put them on a clock.
Come on, chickens.
And then we're hoping to do bees this spring. So then I'll be coming to you guys for bee knowledge. And then we're hoping to do grass-fed cows.
Egg laying song, when and where. Follow this song.
What? They have an egg laying song?
I think you have to be paying attention. Ugh. What? At a big enclosed run when we had them, something was getting in there and only eating the chest out of the chicks. I thought they were sick at first.
Wow. Weird.
Poor chickens. They go through it, man.
Well, everybody likes chicken.
I know. It's just like they've got a rough.
Yeah, we're hoping to do bees this spring for the honey. And since we can't grow...
And we know several beekeepers.
Yeah, we know several beekeepers. So we're hoping to do...
teach us.
Bees by the spring and grass-fed beef by the summer.
That's going to be more expensive to get the operation up and running with fencing and water and all that stuff.
Possums are awesome, though, for your property. I hope it's not possums. Because possums, man, they eat the heck out of ticks and everything else. I mean, they look horrible, but they're great.
Yeah.
They're great things to have around.
There will certainly be some chicken sacrifices while we figure out what we
Oh
can
yeah, I have horses, chicken, dogs, and want to. We were looking at pigs too because we got to get rid of Baby B's boyfriends when they come to the house. So what better thing but feed them to the pigs? So,
disclaimer.
Just
Joking.
kidding, just kidding, uptight Christians. But no, we definitely want to get some natural raised pork as well. The main reason why we're going with beef and chicken first because it's so expensive. Pork is still affordable.
Bacon's going up though. Bacon has been on the list of what is going up with inflation. So that's like the most important part.
I caught a possum eating my eggs and his backside got blown out. I bet you got to do what you got to do. Maybe that's where Jimmy Hoffa went. We'll never know. Never know.
It's great at hiding evidence.
Yep. So, all right. Well, I think we got our livestock answer. We've been going at 2 hours now. God bless you guys for hanging with us. Yeah. We love you so much. And I hope, again, as you guys saw, that this show, we are a family. I mean, we literally are a family. And we thank you so much for watching and sharing. Our views have shot up. We've crossed over into the 1,400 range. Thank you for sharing about this, talking about this. If you don't share it, YouTube will not let us go organically. Our name is Patriot Crusader Mission. So we're radical Christian terrorists in their minds. Mm-hmm. So,
Thanks, Michelle.
No problem, Michelle. So if you guys don't spread the word, nobody will. Ways you can support the show. You can support the show by doing what you're doing right now, which is watching, sharing, commenting, liking. That is awesome. You can go and write us a 5-star review on Google as a podcast if you've gone through our training, whether it be active shooter, women's self-defense, or the forging, or church security. We would appreciate all those reviews because we want to do more of those for fundraisers in the future. My men folk love you. I hope so.
Well, you're going to be right down the street, so that's perfect.
As well as we sell swag. If you want some of our shirts, if you want some of our, our hoodies, our beanies, our hats, whatever, we greatly appreciate all that. You can go to our Patreon page. There is also a donation button right now in chat where if you wanted to donate, it goes right to that. We don't take anything for our salary. We use everything for the mission.
Right now we're trying to pay off forging number 1.
So just so you guys know, I'll run some numbers by, and this is just so you guys can understand, not to cry woe was me. The first forging cost about $8,700. We made about $6,000.
No.
With what we had, so less than that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Like 2,500? Oh, well, with the bigger donations. Yeah. Like 4 or 5.
All right, so we'll say 5. So we're 3,700 in the hole from the last forging, which is fine. We're going to do more. We're not crying poor. I just want you guys to understand how this works. We kept our ticket prices low to $250 for the forging, which was, 3 nights and 2 days of training and fellowship. And people who thought it was worth it or had more means donated more over. And we were so thankful for that because we didn't want to price anyone out of it. So we wanted people to come in who could barely afford it. And then people who had more would give more. And that's what we were kind of counting on. Hmm. So, thank you so much, Sean. We really appreciate that. Video game controller hobbles along unhappily with a broken arm. So that's what the text says.
The sticker descriptions. That's really funny.
Yeah, it's so hilarious. But we really appreciate you guys doing that. It really, really does help. I just bought another $1,000 piece of equipment, which was the boxing rig, which is a cage that goes into the barn so that our women's self-defense classes will be able to hit heavy bags, and our forging group will be able to hit heavy bags and get a way better workout. next time. So you guys who went to the first class got out easy.
Mm.
The next class is going to be
Come
doing
back.
burn drills.
Oh, yeah, you guys got out easy.
You guys got out easy. So anyways, so we did that, and we got to get another truck of gravel in there to level the garage, or sorry, the barn floor, because it was literally a barn for cows or some animals that were in there. So we want to put that down, and then we're going to put another $300 worth of mats down. So that's what we're going to do. We're confident God's going to come through for us. We're confident that, he'll continue to bless this mission that we're on. And you just sent us $5 and a video game controller that hobbles along unhappily with a broken arm. So
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you. There's a super chat function as well, which just pins your comment. So you don't have to choose the little thing. So there's like super stickers and like super chat. So there's 2 of them there. We really appreciate it. Again,
We don't care what your sticker
this wasn't to hit you guys up. It was to just let you know how you can support this ministry as you go forward. We have our architect coming out on the 26th,
right?
26th.
Yeah, he bumped a couple weeks. So it was supposed to have been this week.
So we have an architect that's come along here who's going to walk all 44 acres, and he's going to conceptualize this 44 acres so we get the maximum space out of the 44 acres. So we have our husbandry area for the animal husbandry. We have our crops. We have our CrossFit gym, our MMA studio, our sanctuary, and then our log cabins that we want to sprinkle throughout for retreats that come here, as well as a shop to teach electrical, plumbing, and carpentry. So that's what we're hoping to do. I know that was a really long babble there. I just wanted to let you guys know that this mission is huge. We're going to be continuing to grow this. We need all your help. We had an awesome farmer from Connecticut reach out to us and say, "Hey, I think you only cater to veterans. We'd love to join your community. We're not veterans, but we are.
But we know stuff.
But we know stuff." And I'm like, guys, I cater to any freedom-loving Christian out there.
Mm-hmm.
Come join us. I don't know how to do electrical. I don't know how to do carpentry. I don't know how to do plumbing. I need you guys to show me how to do that and come in and instruct these kids that are coming through and these men that were coming through, so we can turn men into superheroes and we can turn women into independent women and that need to be independent, so that mom and dad are now superheroes in the house. And it's not just, they're not just outsourcing all their power to all these people. So again, that's a broad overview. Thank you to the 15 people that stuck around to hear that long gobbledygook there. We love you. Spend time with the Lord this weekend. Remember, here's your priority list. Ready? God, your spouse, your kids, then your job or what you do. Okay? That is the order of priority. Most people get that mixed up. That is how you should be running your life. All right? So God bless you. We love you. For those of you who are coming over tomorrow night, can't wait to see you around the fire. That's what you get when you're local. You get to come on over and hang out with us. We're going to throw axes and knives into our target that we made. There may be some prominent Democrats that rhyme with Ofama and Hayden pictures on there, and we'll be throwing axes into that. So
tomorrow, Leonard, we're just having a couple people over at 6. If you want to stop by, we would love to meet you.
Yep, just some fellow locals.
We're having a fire right now. We are doing the fire in the front yard thing, so we're visible.
Yeah, you can't miss us. Just look for the flames going down the road.
And the big truck, which is what you saw in the
PCM.
first place.
Yep. So God bless you guys.
Pray it
we
out.
love you. Oh, sorry. Make sure you get Phil, and DM.
Okay, surgery for DM.
Yep.
Okay. All right, dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for yet again another amazing Fellowship Friday, Strength and Honor Friday, with this precious group of people that you have blessed us with. We are so grateful for each and every one of them, and the fact that they stick around until past 11 with us is humbling as always, Lord. So I pray a blessing over them just for that. So thank you so much. Lord, thank you for this week. that we were able to enjoy this week of health, this week of productivity, and just more time that we get to be here and learn more about you and walk out your path that you have for each one of us. Lord, thank you for this mission, for the vision, and everybody who is stepping forward to make it happen. We feel the support, Lord, and we could not do this without you. Each person that you have brought to us is playing a role, and we would be nowhere without each and every one of them. So thank you so much. Lord, thank you for my mom's successful surgery and the answered prayers there. I'm grateful just that even the surgery itself went well. And I just pray continued prayers that her recovery goes smoothly as well, and that she sees the improvement that she so desperately needs. And thank you for all those prayer warriors that stepped in on that and sent her the power of prayer. I told her that she had a group of strong warriors behind her, and I know that you were there overseeing all of it. Lord, I turn to ask for your healing hand for the surgery that DM is going to be going through, that is successful, and that the ailment that he is facing, that he gets the recovery that he seeks and regains full strength and health there, and be with the doctors that are operating on him, so that is successful and without any issues. Lord, I also pray a blessing over Phil's son, Ashton, for this significant trial that they are facing right now as a family. Lord, primarily for Ashton, that he is able to turn to you with whatever caused him to want to take his life, Lord, that he hands it over to you, and that you can heal that wound and fill that hole in his heart with your love, that he sees that there is value in his life and in you, and remaining here with the people who love him dearly. And please be with Phil. I know that he is probably feeling a heaviness and a burden on his role in Ashton's life. And I know that he laments actions taken many, many years ago. But so please give him the comfort to know that he has been forgiven for that after coming to you and repenting for that, and just fill him with a peace to move forward and be with Ashton as he is as a father figure now. And Lord, as we move into this weekend, I just pray a blessing of peace and health and safety over every single person listening. And may they all turn to you this weekend and find some time in your loving embrace. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. God bless you, everyone. We love you, and thank you so much. And we'll see you guys tomorrow who are coming over. Everyone else, we'll see you on Monday. I might check in on Sunday from the cross. But
7:30, we will still be here.
Hey, there was one thing. Everybody who's local, Greg Locke is here local speaking at 10:30 at a church here. So if you want to go, make sure you send me a message. I'd love to go with you. I'm going to be there.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, yep. Oda Pup has made an appearance. Oda Pup's coming. So who wanted to see Oda Pup? Come here, buddy. Come on up here. Come on. There's my buddy. There he is. He's covered in red marker right now because B did a drawing experiment on him.
It's not blood.
It's not blood. He's a poor boy.
Lena, I will message you separately. But yeah, so it's casual dinner and munchies.
Yeah,
but I'll message you.
I think the guy who wanted to see him is gone already. Oh no, he missed a pup.
It was We the People, wasn't it?
Was it We the People? He probably bailed. All right, everyone. God bless you, and thank you for everything. Bye.